Welcome to 10 by 10 series number 1 about Western philosophy. In this video we will talk about the transition from Plato's ideal world to human world. Therefore, we will think about endless effort of human for the ideal happy world. After Aristotle and the conquests of Alexander the Great in the 4th century BCE and continued through the Roman Empire, Greek culture and ideas spread throughout the Mediterranean world, influencing the development of philosophy, art, literature, and politics, especially with Hellenism of rationalism, humanism, and individualism. Despite their influence, neither Stoicism nor Epicureanism could be said to have prevailed throughout the entire Roman Empire. Other philosophical schools, such as Platonism and Aristotelianism, also had their adherents and influenced Roman thought and culture. To Apostle Paul, Stoicism and Epicureanism were popular philosophical schools in the Roman Empire, and their teachings and ideas were often debated and adopted by Christian thinkers and theologians in the early centuries of the Christian Church. For example, the Apostle Paul's teachings on self-control and detachment have been seen as influenced by Stoic philosophy, while Augustine of Hippo's emphasis on the pursuit of happiness and pleasure can be seen as influenced by Epicurean philosophy. The influence of Platonic philosophy on the Apostle Paul's teachings and on early Christianity more broadly is a matter of scholarly debate. While some scholars argue that Paul was influenced by Platonic ideas, others see his thought as primarily shaped by Jewish and Hellenistic Jewish traditions. There are some parallels between Platonic and Pauline thought, particularly in their emphasis on the spiritual realm and the idea of the soul's immortality. However, there are also significant differences between the two, such as their respective views on the nature of God, the role of reason in understanding the world, and the relationship between the body and the soul. Some scholars argue that Paul's concept of the resurrection of the dead, which is central to Christian belief, was influenced by Platonic ideas about the immortality of the soul. Others see Paul's concept of the resurrection as rooted in Jewish apocalyptic thought, which emphasized the idea of a future bodily resurrection. Augustine of Hippo. Augustine was heavily influenced by Plato's philosophy, particularly his understanding of the nature of God, the soul, and the relationship between the material world and the spiritual realm. One reason why Christianity adopted Plato's concept of the forms or ideas, which he saw as perfect and eternal realities that exist in a realm beyond the physical world, offered a way to understand the nature of God. Additionally, Plato's philosophy offered a way to understand the nature of the soul and its relationship to God. This idea resonated with Christian teachings about the nature of the soul and its ultimate destiny in union with God. Christianity in Rome. There are several factors that contributed to the flourishing of Christianity in Rome. Firstly, the Pax Romana, or Roman peace, which lasted from 27 BC to 180 AD, created a stable and secure environment in which ideas and beliefs could be freely exchanged. Secondly, the Roman Empire was a diverse and cosmopolitan society that was home to people of many different cultures, religions, and beliefs. Thirdly, Christianity offered a sense of community and belonging to its followers, which was particularly important in the context of the Roman Empire. Christianity offered a sense of connection and support that was not available through other means. Fourthly, many people in the empire were poor, marginalized, and oppressed, and Christianity offered a message of hope and liberation from these conditions. Finally, Constantine's conversion allowed Christianity to gain legitimacy and support from the highest levels of power in the empire, which helped to solidify its position as a major religion in the Roman world. Aristotle's idea to God's kingdom in Middle Ages. Thomas Aquinas, 1225–1274 AD, developed a theological system that combined Christian teachings with Aristotelian philosophy. The Church allowed the problematic aspects of Aristotle's philosophy into their theology for a few reasons. Firstly, In the Middle Ages, the Church saw Aristotle's philosophy as a powerful tool for advancing their own theological idea. Secondly, Aristotle's emphasis on reason as a means of understanding the natural world and his ethical teachings were seen as compatible with the Christian belief in a rational creator God and importance of virtue and morality. Finally, the Church saw Aristotle's philosophy as a way to counteract the influence of other philosophical schools, such as those of the ancient Greeks or the Islamic world. Out of Renaissance to New Divine World. Martin Luther, 1483–1546, rejected many of the teachings of the Catholic Church and emphasized the importance of faith and scripture over tradition and authority. Luther's ideas led to the development of Protestantism, a branch of Christianity that emphasizes individual interpretation of the Bible and the priesthood of all believers. Theologians such as Friedrich Schleiermacher, 1768–1834, emphasized the importance of subjective experience in religious belief. Schleiermacher believed that religious experience was the foundation of all theology and that the task of the theologian was to describe and interpret religious experiences. The 20th century. Karl Barth, 1886–1968, emphasized the importance of the Bible and the person of Jesus Christ in Christian theology. Barth rejected the idea that theology could be based on human reason and emphasized the transcendence of God. Rudolf Bultmann. Bultmann is best known for his concept of demythologization, which involved removing supernatural elements from the Bible. Bultmann believed that the central message of Christianity was about the human experience of existential anxiety and the need for redemption. He emphasized the importance of individual faith and personal commitment to Christ. Tillich believed that Christianity was about the ultimate concern of human beings, and that this concern was expressed through symbols and myths. Tillich argued that symbols were not just subjective expressions of personal experience, but had objective meaning and could point to ultimate reality. Chardin believed that Christianity and evolution were compatible, and that the process of evolution was leading humanity towards a spiritual omega point. Chardin believed that the universe was evolving towards greater consciousness and complexity, and that human beings had a role to play in this process. John Hick, 1922–2012, believed that all religions are valid and that the ultimate goal of religion is to promote human flourishing. Other theologians, such as Richard Dawkins, have rejected the idea of God altogether and argued that religion is a delusion. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you again.